Everyone thinks they're TikTok famous.
We're not TikTok famous.
No, we're not. We have a TikTok account.
Fudge is TikTok famous.
No, he's not. Hello. Nurturing by Nature calling in. It's Friday evening.
It's like Eurovision.
Yeah. Did everyone see Eurovision last week?
Yeah,
And we love a bit of Eurovision. Right. I thought I'd pop on as we do on Friday, and Adam's decided to join today.
Sorry.
Yes. Hello everybody. Thank you so much. I wanted to say hello Nimbus. Hello Neo. Wonderful video of Neo. If you happen to talking about TikTok, if you happen to be on TikTok, I have shared it. Eating a turkey neck. He's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, but have a look.
To these people.
Thank you, Donny. Excellent. Yeah, have a look on TikTok if you did get the opportunity, because what's quite nice is some people like to share the videos of their dogs eating the food, and obviously we love that too. And what we've also had is in store. So we have, oh good, excellent. What treats did you buy today, Neo? What's he been, did you go into the Christchurch store? Sorry, conversations as well. So yeah, thank you to everybody who's let us a video or photograph your pets in store. I've got a huge amount to get through, but I've got loads of videos and photographs to go
awesome.
on.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, we've got weight checks going on. We've got the teams in store. So did you know that we had a scales in each of our shops that you can come and use? I know obviously that doesn't help those of you online. Yeah, you should definitely start a TikTok on what Neo eats every day. That would be brilliant. I think loads of people would be really interested in that.
Right.
I certainly would.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Everyone, yeah, we had, what a conversation we had this afternoon.
Oh, yep, really good conversation with a long-standing customer. Really loves the stuff that we do, and she said that she really liked the fact that we've sharing a lot more of your pets on social media. So yeah, we'll carry on doing that. So if the girls ask you and you happen to be in store and you want to be involved, then do. And even better, if you've got Instagram, like an Instagram handle, is that what they call it? Name?
Don't ask me.
If you've got Instagram name, share it with them in store, and then we can hopefully tag you as well, so you can see your photo. Oh, cool. So you got Christchurch. You went to get pizzles, ears, goats, something, and 24 packs of food.
I think they've got the goat
and 2 stamps.
The
Yay!
goat skin twists.
Oh, okay, goat skin twists in store, and
they've been really popular at Christchurch. Really popular.
Yeah.
Long lasting chew.
So we haven't got them online that Adam's talking about.
We can't put them online because they're not easy to send out in our delivery.
They're huge. So some of the skin braids are really, really big. So we haven't come up with a effective way of getting those out to you yet. Once we can do that, we'd love to be able to include them on deliveries. But there isn't a bag big enough, quite frankly, that is safe to send out without freaking out all the delivery drivers out there.
No, they're about 2 foot long, some of them.
Yeah, we haven't even got any here. Adam's chomping off to find some, but we don't have them. So I wanted to just keep you informed, as a lot of you have joined us on social media recently, and you might not know about why Nurturing by Nature started in the first place. So some of you have been on the website and you know the story. So Nettie's my mum, and back in 2003, 2002, she had a dog called Fred, and he was a boxer dog, and he had a really nasty cancerous tumour on his leg, which they removed, the vets removed it, but then it came back. And Nettie was working in a vet's at the time, so she was working at the vet practice, and basically she was working with a vet who was a locum. He was a New Zealander, and he still going, Tony Frith, he's still out there back in New Zealand now, and he just told mum, Nettie, to feed her raw diet. So mum went, right, why? So basically he said, well, Fred's got cancer, and the cancer will eats off sugars, so the sugars in the food help to feed the cancer. So to try and eliminate some of this cancer, try and eliminate the sugar in the diet. So Nettie wanted to know how to do that, and Tony said feed him raw. So she took the plunge. She started feeding Fred a raw diet. He did have to have another surgery for a tumour on his leg, but then it didn't come back. So she was on, obviously this is something big. Started feeding all of her other dogs. So that's back in 2004. Feeding her other dogs on it, making it at home in the kitchen, and feeding her dogs, her friends' dogs, people in the local area who wanted some of the raw food. And what was happening is Tony, at the vets in the time, was also telling some other people to feed a raw diet when they came into the vet practice. And they wanted to know where to get it. And he said, "Oh, Nettie makes it for her dogs. I'm sure she'll make it for yours." So it's grown from there. And then Fred lived another 7 years. He was 7 at the time, so he lived till he was 14, which is pretty good for a boxer dog anyway.
What was the story about the cone of shame?
Oh yeah, so they were trying some new technology. I don't know even if it is. They were using collagen on the tumour because it was so big and they had to have such a large amount of skin removed. They were using
as well, wasn't it?
No, it was on his leg, on his knee, basically.
Sorry.
And
Close to that point.
he had to have double cone on to stop him from eating it because they put a collagen, like a beef collagen product on the wound to help keep it moist and keep it nice and heal properly. And he used to eat it, so she'd have to put double cones on, one up that way, one down that way, so he couldn't even turn around. But obviously, it did the job eventually. So yeah. 2004, she started doing it at home, started delivering it around because more than just the neighbours were feeding it. So she was feeding other friends' dogs, so she was delivering it 2005. 2006, she decided that really it wasn't sustainable. She couldn't keep making it during the day and then pop out in the evening delivering it all around to the various. And because we're quite rural, she lived in Burwood, very dark, hard to find places, and she was going out at night, so it was dark. So then she opened a shop in 2006, and that is our original store, which is West Moors, which we still have today. So Sarah said she had a collie in, switched to raw, all sorted. 8 years later, he's the healthiest dog. You see, I think people aren't aware when their dogs are badly behaved or when their dog's tummies are a bit upset that actually raw food could really make a massive difference for the dog and for them.
And then yesterday, I was at a business event yesterday where somebody was sharing a book called.
On this one.
Oh,
I can see you on Instagram,
Sorry.
can they? They don't take it away. It's like a comedy duo act down there.
I'm more like an idiot than a comedy duo. You said I wasn't allowed to be a clown.
No.
So I was at an event yesterday with a business event where we were talking about there's a book that is all about anti-cancer, and that is about foods and how they play a role in some. Well,
Is that a book about dog food?
no, it's not. It's not a book. It's a human book. But it's about human food, about types of food that feed cancer. So like white bread. White bread is a big no-no. And again, it's what you spoke about at the start of this video about.
Yeah, so carbohydrates break down into sugars, and sugars feed the cancers. In a nutshell, I mean.
Yeah, and what we spoke about.
Scientific.
Well, what we spoke about today in the meetings that we've had today is the journey of where this started with your mum and the textbooks, because the internet wasn't really what it is today. AI certainly wasn't around in the early 2000s.
No, so Mum had to do all her research, either even I don't even think online was really that available, and she certainly wouldn't have been.
Certainly
Sorry,
not.
Mum, you're not that tech savvy. So she would have been it should have been libraries and ordering books from probably Waterstones and places like that. Yeah.
I don't think the beginnings of Nurturing by Nature should be underestimated.
Oh, not at all.
And yeah, the research that is so easily and readily available at the moment wasn't available at the time.
No, we're so lucky now to have so much information at our fingertips. Even just asking Siri. I'm not going to say Siri because my phone will kick off. So right.
Maybe I'll ask him how I use Instagram.
So, yeah, the shop opened in 2006.
Yeah.
Which was busy from day one. She was busy from day one. Became a destination, and we believe it is the first dedicated to raw shop that opened in the UK.
Yeah, it was.
She maintains that was the case. We were making it all at the back there, so we had a license to make it there. didn't we? And then
Didn't have a license. No, we didn't have a license.
there wasn't such a thing at the time. So when Mum started, the license didn't exist. But then our factory that we took over in 2011, the license sort of kicked in around that sort of time. So it was all licensed from then on, and we are fully DEFRA registered. Which is why it's been in the, I think you probably see on various topics and forums at the moment, that you shouldn't, or you can buy in butchers obviously, but they're not licensed to make it because they don't test, and we do. So we send everything off for testing. Everything gets sent away for bacterial testing. So if you're buying raw food, you just need to make sure it's from a licensed provider. They have a DEFRA license, APHA. Animal Plant Health Authority, I think it is, and they've got to allow a license to be able to make what we do, and that's basically because we send it off for testing. We've got various rules that we follow. Everything is
We have a lot of rules that
fully
we follow, actually.
fully traceable.
Yeah. So the main point about but you can buy raw food from the supermarket, you can buy it from butchers, you can buy it from a whole number of different places. I think that the element that we're alluding to regarding our testing is that for our license we have to do sample testing of the products that we make, and that goes off to a designated laboratory where it is tested for salmonella and a whole heap of other bacteria counts that we get back, don't we?
Yep.
So there are butchers that sell pet minces, but those products aren't tested, and those butchers aren't regulated. We know where the products come from. We've been to the abattoirs.
There's probably nothing wrong with them, but they also might be full of offal. You just don't know.
We don't know.
No. So hopefully any responsible raw food manufacturer will look at what they're putting into it to make sure it's correct. So understood, food from butchers is meant to be cooked, so hence they're not as strict as raw foods. Yes, definitely use a tested and trusted brand. I agree with you there, Sarah. Well done, thank you.
Yeah.
And Sarah's also put, there's so much information, but so many people don't understand feeding their dogs raw is the best. Good on you. Thank you. Where we are? 2011.
Yeah,
so we're at Upton now, and we've had a visitor today, and she didn't realise that we had two sites here. We've got our factory, we make it all in. That was the original place that we took on in 2011, and that was previously a catering butcher's, so it was all kitted out with a few freezers and a fridge, two fridges which we converted into freezers as well.
Freezers, yeah, that's what we needed.
Yep, so we've got these huge freezers which are always full, and we make everything, and then we've also got a packing site, so our dispatch centre is over the road, so we send it all out from here as well. So we've got the control over all the products to make sure that they are kept at the right temperatures across the board, and we always make sure it's frozen down before we move it over to our dispatch, so everything leaves us frozen.
Yeah, so we have got two distinct areas of the business. We've got more than two actually. We've got but manufacturing plant that makes the food. So we source the ingredients, they come into our manufacturing plant.
Yeah, everything's tested, temperature checked. We will take representative samples from the unused product, so from the raw product before it's been produced into anything, and then we will store them as well, so that if there's anything come back on testing, we can also send off those representative samples to make sure that we can pinpoint where it's come from. If I'm honest, I think I mentioned it before, there's really not many issues with the food at all, because we have such strict rules, and everything's human grade, so there shouldn't be.
That's one of the reasons why we go to the suppliers, and they are large scale abattoirs, so that we can hand on heart to say that the ingredients that we're using are treated with the respect that they are, because at the end of the day this food ends up being prepared in your kitchens, our kitchens.
It goes in your fridge, doesn't it?
And that's why it's so important to us that the ingredients that we use are not the scrapings off the floor.
Yeah, and years ago when we first started, butchers thought that was okay, and that was It was like, oh, would you like this bag of bones? And it turns up in a black sack, and you don't know how long it's been in the fridge, or if it's even been in the fridge, and that sort of thing would definitely be a no now, and it definitely was a no then. So we haven't changed. We're still nurturing by nature from 2001. Some of our packaging has changed, but the processes, the rules and regs that we follow, if anything, we're better. Every time we strive to be better, checking everything all the time. So
integrity is one of our values, and that's what we stick to.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. So my mum's history is she used to work in vet practice, so she was reception and nurse. So she was doing that. What did she do before that? She used to do milk recording.
Milk recording.
Yep, years ago when I was little, she used to take me on the farms. She's a post lady. No, she wasn't. Ambulance driver once upon a time. My dad was a postman. I have worked in vets as well. So I've worked locally in Linwood before it went to be a corporate, and I used to work at Southern Counties also before it was corporate. And then years before that, I've trained as a florist, and I worked as a nanny and a groom. So I've always been looking after, apart from the flowers, always been working with animals in a way, apart from the floristry. Still, Adam, your history, you you're at college, did sports studies, and then you joined the fire brigade.
Yeah, now I'm here.
And now you're here full time.
Yeah, just like that.
So, in a nutshell, you can. I don't know.
Come off.
Rely on us.
Our story is more than that.
Yeah.
Our story is pretty cool, to be honest. I think in the early 2000s when we met, we didn't really understand what your mum was doing, did we?
Not really.
We had no idea.
I was working in the vets, and each week she'd send me a message about how well the shop was doing and how busy it was and how much she'd like me to come on board. And it wasn't until I had a really good chat with my dad, and he said, "Oh, your mum really, really wants you to help her out." I actually then took it seriously.
But it wasn't it? It was help. It was help out. Nurturing by Nature at the time was this business that was growing and growing and growing because of so many dogs were being transformed, and word was spreading on the dog walks, wasn't it? And word of mouth.
Yeah. And that's
it.
And
where did you get this from?
Huge thank you, actually, because the majority of that early and now even footfall that we get in store or online is from our current customers recommending us, and we are really thankful for that. So thank you for helping your friends' dogs, and getting them on a nice healthy diet as well. And I think it's the poo that people are outstanding by, apart from anything else.
Poo so firm you can kick it.
Sometimes. Right, so that's in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's sort of the history of Nurturing by Nature. You can find out more on some videos on our YouTube channel where Stephen's actually interviewed Nettie, and there's some pictures on there, there's some history files, so there's something, catch up on what's going on with Nettie, and how she started it and why she started it. It's nice to see, and it's all genuine, it's real, we haven't had to make up a story. Don't bring that on here. So yeah, and then a couple of other things like I usually do during the weekend, just so you know. A bit of a reminder, we have got feedback on wisteria trees. Everyone seems to absolutely, I don't know if any of you been to Christchurch or been past our Christchurch store, but we've got these fake wisteria trees outside because it's seasonal, it looks nice. It's certainly been a talking point, and we've even had people coming in who want to buy them. So thank you. They're from Costco. So if you want some wisteria trees, you have to go in December to Costco, because we bought them back in December.
Yeah.
And we stuffed them into our car, 3 of them, and somehow got them home because they were a bargain, and I thought they'd look nice at some point outside the shop. So that's where the history of the wisteria trees. I'm very glad you like them. I like them too, and I'm sure we'll bring them out again next year.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah. And then what's in store. So I'd like to give you a bit of an update on what we've been making this week.
Can I say what's on YouTube?
YouTube, yeah.
So, here we are. Right, so on YouTube we have a video, YouTube Shorts, of Bob.
Is it Bob?
Yeah, it's
Rio?
Bob. Yeah, Rio and Bob.
Yeah.
Paige's dogs in the Westmore store. So we've taken a licky mat This
This
one,
one, it's the Soother.
it's got those little spikes everywhere, and oh, there we go.
This pate.
This pate.
It's a paste, really.
Yeah.
It's better than the JR ones because you can spread this. The JR ones are popular. I'm not saying they're not good. They're good, but this is like a spreadable, more like a paste, like
Someone even
squeezy
used
cheese,
that and some dried meat as well.
and it sticks together and
Stick it all together.
You can get it in these gaps a bit better. So this one is on our website and it should be in all of the stores, the Arden Grange, and I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's 75 grams. It's about £2.99. And you can keep it in the fridge, and the cats like it. Fudge liked it.
Yeah, Fudge
took some
loved
home
it.
for him. So it's quite a nice thing to introduce your pets on the licky mat. So have a look on the YouTube for that. That's on YouTube Shorts. There's also some others on our website. Neo's favourite licky mat, yes.
It's absolutely brilliant.
And you can put them. I think you can put them in the dishwasher. You'd have to read it again. I get confused. Some of them you can, some of them you can't.
So this one you can hand wash.
So then use a scrubbing brush.
It's a non-toxic food grade rubber.
No silicone, is it?
Yeah.
No BPA, PVC or.
Honestly, these products.
These are only £6.99 as well.
Yeah, hours of enrichment out of this.
Yep, loads of enrichment. You can even get a keeper that they'll fit in, like a little square box which is a bit deeper, and it stops them from just tipping it over.
So when we're in shops, and especially online, it is really hard to show people how good these products are without sounding like you're trying to sell them just a product. The videos, your videos, there was our friend from school sent us a video of, is it Buddy with a Kong? That you shared it on Instagram?
Yeah.
So these videos are really, really good. So we would love you to send your videos into us via Instagram.
Yeah, we can.
Instagram's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, we can share them. We can also put them onto TikTok or Facebook. Yeah, so I think that we're 21 minutes in. Everyone's getting bored. So I want to just update you on what's in store and online. So in store and online, we've had a fresh batch of chicken and oily and chicken and trout, both available online and in store. Whole trout online and in store again, so that's local.
Marrowbones back in stock.
Marrowbones. And in store, if you happen to call into one of our stores, we've had a fresh batch of goat bones in, which are obviously, we don't get enough to be able to make them available across the website. But if you happen to be local, lucky enough to live down where here we are, we've got them in all of our stores as far as I know. So goat bones, bit different protein. We have topped up the chicken and turkey heart, which is still only $1.99 for 500 grams. And stuffed carcass with oily fish has been made this week. I think that's in store but not yet online. And stuffed carcass with chicken and turkey mince is still showing online at 99p, and it should be $1.99, so it's half price at the moment. So if you get the opportunity, that's quite a good whole meal. You can just hand that out. It weighs about 300 grams altogether, so if you've got a smaller sort of sized breed dog, it's a nice meal.
Also, it doesn't matter if you feed a little bit more one day, or for example one meal is slightly over the daily allowance that you normally give your pets. You know, you can balance it out over a period of time. It doesn't need to be, well, we tend not to advocate creating like an exact science, just more of a real life balance towards spending time to get to know your pets, get to know how well they adjust to certain foods and different types of foods. And don't worry too much if you give them 50 grams extra one day. As long as they're not getting 50 grams a day extra every day, you probably create a really good balanced diet.
Absolutely. Okay, look, you've got one person watching now, so we've bored everybody to tears.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us. We are open as usual this weekend. Next weekend, it's worth noting, it is the Christchurch Food Festival in Christchurch, so parking might be a bit, but what we're going to do some goodies and handouts for people passing with their dogs. That's actually you, isn't it? The one person watching is you.
Yeah.
So we've got all of our stores open tomorrow. So Upton is open from 10 till 1, Westmore's is open 9 till 5, Christchurch is 10 till 5, and so is Nope. Pampill is not. Pampill is 9 till 5. And then 2 stores open on Sunday, which is Pampill and Christchurch, and they're both open 10 till 4. So yeah, all those bits are involved. Thank you very much for joining us. Do have a look on our YouTube channel if you get the opportunity, because there's loads of information on there. And if you can subscribe on there, that would help us massively. Spread the word, guys. Let's let everybody know about raw food and how good it is for their pets. Have a great weekend. Thank you.